Hey everyone, today I'm going to be showing you my concept for relightable torches in vanilla 1.8. So here we have the dimly lit torch, which provides no light in the room. And then if we go ahead and throw coal at it, it will use the coal and light itself up. And you can change how long the torch actually provides light for. So at the moment I've only set it for 5 seconds because I was recording a GIF last night and didn't want it to be too long. So I'll show you how it works. If we go into game mode 3, wait, I should probably light this room up with a real torch just so you can see what's going on. So if we go into game mode 3, we can see this invisible armor stand here, which has the name torch, and then this here, well, if I destroyed that, this isn't a real torch, it's the falling sand entity, and it's got the tile ID of 50 to make it appear as a torch, and the data value of 3 to make it have the facing south orientation. So if I go back into game mode 1, if I get rid of the block underneath it, you'll see that it does have this flickering to it, which isn't terribly noticeable in the dark, but it's still noticeable. So if you want to get rid of that effect, you need to set block. So if I do set block at these coordinates stone, so if you set block, then the falling sand thinks it is already on the ground, so it doesn't fall, basically. That's as simple as it is, really. You can put a barrier as well, any solid block, or any block, I think. Well, no, any solid block, and it will work. And so the way I've done it is with these command blocks out here. These are all it's using. So this is these two command blocks here are powering this fill clock. So those are the commands. So all of these command blocks are being executed extremely quickly by these. You can imagine it flickering redstone blocks. And so, well, first of all, I should show you the scored objectives list. So there's 3 objectives required to do this. The first one is torch timeout, which basically sets the time in ticks of how long the torch will stay lit. So I've set it for 100, being 5 seconds. So if you do 100 divided by 20, that's 5. So you can set it as longer or shorter. And then torch lit is just a 1 or 0 value used as a boolean value to say is the torch lit or not. And then is coal is also a boolean value to say is the item coal. So that would have no scoreboard objective for is coal, whereas this would have an is coal value of 1 because it is coal. And because charcoal has the same ID sort of thing, it's Minecraft : coal, just with a different data value, it also would work. So it also has the is coal scoreboard objective set to 1. So this here executes by that armor stand over there. The command, it will execute when the torch is not lit. It will do summon falling sand 1 block above it with the tile ID 50 for the torch and the data value of 3 to make it facing south. So when the torch isn't lit, it will summon the falling sand. Then this over here does scoreboard player set all items, all entities of type item, sets their value is coal to 1 if they match this item ID value, so if they match Minecraft coal. So you could change that to anything you wanted if you didn't want coal to work. And then, so lastly, this thing here acts as the sort of timer. So it will remove, for all entities of name torch, so for the armor stand, when the torch is lit, it will set torch timeout to minus, it will remove 1 torch timeout. So I'll do a demonstration of that. So if we do squad objectives, set display, torch timeout. Oops, no, I need sidebar, torch timeout. So it's set as 100 right now, and it's in its off state. You'll notice the flickering from the falling sand, which isn't, you can't really see, you can't see it when it's dark. So if you throw, let's throw charcoal at it, you can see the timer starts counting down, and then when it reaches 0, it will turn the torch off. So that removes 1 from the torch timeout scoreboard objective here. And this command block here tests for when the torch timeout is set to 0. So when that reaches 0 again, it will execute these 3 command blocks. So this middle one here, actually no, we'll start from the bottom. This one here will set torch lit to 0, so the timer cannot continue counting down. This command here sets it back to 100, so we can actually choose what time we want it to count down from in this command block here. So if we set it as, I don't know, 120 would be 60 seconds, 6 seconds. So if we set it as 1200, that's a minute. And then if the top one, this will execute by the armor stand at 1 block above its position. It will do set block air, so it will basically destroy the torch block. So you're just left with the falling sand entity. And then this command block here executes when the torch lit is set to 0. So executes by the armor stand when torch lit is set to 0. It tests for all entities of type item with a score is_coal of 1 in radius 1. So basically when there is a coal with a coal entity item within 1 block of this, i.e. when you throw the coal at it. So that executes these 3 commands. This one being scoreboard players set armor stand torchlit to 1, so it sets the torchlit to 1, which will allow this timer to start counting down, and it will also stop it from summoning the falling sand, because that needs torchlit to equal 0, not 1. And then this one here sets the block 1 block above the armor stand, i.e. where the falling sand entity is, and sets the block as torch with a data value of 3 to make it face south. And then the top one just kills the coal entity, so executes by the armor stand, kill all items, radius 2, count equals 1, is coal 1. The count equals 1 doesn't work as well as I'd hoped. So for example, that counts as 1 coal entity, whereas if I go over here, that also counts as 1 entity, because they stack to reduce lag, I guess. So it will, if you throw one and throw the other, that won't use it just yet. And then if they stack, oh, it has to wait a minute. Well, that'll use it anyway. So yeah, that's basically it. It's just a sort of concept at the moment. I might try including it in the Weeping Angels map that I'm making. having the weeping angels go past it and then change it to the dim torch, and then have some way of relighting them. I'm not sure yet, but it's just an idea. I'm not sure if it would be possible to really do it in survival, like so you could place a torch and it would then summon the armor stand and do all this like this does. So it's more of a map making feature at the moment rather than something that's actually possible in survival. But I might expand on it and see if we can make it so it does work. Let's clear that. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will be posting more tutorials and sort of explanations on concepts, etc. in the future, including the a more detailed video on how I did the weeping angels, which is pretty complicated. I'm trying to figure out the best way of explaining it. But yeah, if you have any suggestions for concepts, I'd also like to hear them, because I'm running out of ideas. So yeah, thanks for watching.